Whoa! I got a battle mask! It appeared with this guy. Knife hands? I have knife hands!
Hello guys, consider your back your favorite to our reviewing Transformers 1 Studio Series b-127, or Bumblebee, or, as his friends call him, badassatron. And this is a figure that I've been waiting a long time to just get and just have in my presence. Now I finally have him, and let's go and start the review. First thing I want to go over is the sculpting, in which everything looks great. There's nothing wrong I have to say with the figure. The paint looks great. The only problem, actually, not even a problem, just a nitpick. I wish it was gold, but at the same time, I don't mind that it's not gold. Because if it was all gold plastic, I mean, it kind of is goldish. It's like goldish, you know? Like it's like goldish plastic. But if it was all just gold paint, like how it was in that one little sports video thing, then it would chip really easily. I'm glad that they didn't do that. But besides that, the blue on his chest looks good. The silver on his face is actually really good. I'm going to zoom in on the eyes so you can see it's like all spark blue, sort of. I mean, like how he has the same type of color blue on his chest. It's pretty good. Every bit of paint and just sculpting on this figure look really good. And there is zero kibble, like zero. And this doesn't count because that's actually part of in the movie, that's how he has that little back piece on his back. Besides that, there's basically no kibble besides his little flaps here. That I don't mind that much. Besides that, there is zero kibble, which I'm very surprised by. Now we are done with sculpting. Let's go and get into size comparisons. Here he is next to Core Class Optimus, Studio Series Bumblebee, Studio Series Megatron, and Siege Optimus. Okay, now let's go and do his articulation, in which he actually has a pretty decent amount. He has a ball jointed head that lets him look up that far and look down that far. It's still a full 360. He also has a ball joint on his arm, also a hinge joint that lets it go down. That's mainly for his transformation. The ball joint allows his arm to go up that far, and if you work that hinge joint, it can go like that, but I don't know why you really do that. So arms can swivel full 360. He also has a swivel at his bicep that can swivel full 360 as well, along with a hinge joint at the elbow, which goes 90 degrees. Sadly, no wrist articulation, but that's mainly for his transformation, so I don't mind. He has a waist swivel, which goes full 360. Along with, if you want to count this, it's mainly transformation, but you can count this as an arcing back if you want to. Ball jointed hips that can go out that far, or maybe, no, it only goes out that far. Kicks up that far, and kicks back that far. Along with a thigh swivel that can swivel full 360, hinge at the knee, and a really good ankle pivot. Actually is pretty decent. And paired with this joint with the transformation, you can make his toe go down if you want to. I guess feet articulation. Oh, that's mainly for transformation though. As if articulation, let's go and get into his accessories, in which he comes with actually a pretty good amount of. He has his 2 stinger blasters that just go into his hands, like so. And you also have his blades. I guess his knife hands. Peg into those little slots there. And his rifle that you see most of the Death Trackers use, in which he used that one scene. Oh, what is this there? I just noticed that little piece of plastic poking out. I'll get it off after the review. Which there is a peg on the side that allows you to peg it into his behind. Or you could unpeg one of his stinger blasters and peg it in his hand. Which actually looks pretty cool. Actually, I'm gonna take off the other ones that way you can hold it with both hands. It's kind of a little, not tedious, but if you work it right, you can hold it with both hands. It's actually pretty neat. Besides that, that is it for accessories. Let's go and get into his transformation. Take that out. Okay, so first thing you want to do is swivel the head around, fold up those little arm plates, and swivel the hands in, then close them back up. Then once you're done doing that, you're going to want to open up the back, unravel it fully, and after that, fold up the chest. Next, you're gonna want to swivel the arms, put the figure facing down, and you have to make sure everything's in place by pegging in the back to the chest piece, which will soon become the front of the vehicle mode. Then once you're done doing that, you're gonna want to fold in the heels, fold out the legs, and you have to fold out those little back pieces that the legs are connected to and hinge them in. Then you're gonna want to peg the legs in, and after the waist is on a hinge joint, and you're gonna want to hinge that up while folding the leg down so they all connect together. Then finally, you're gonna want to lift the figure to the side to where you can see the bottom, and then you're gonna want to push the arms in till you hear a click. Then put the figure down, and here you have its vehicle mode. Okay, so now we're in vehicle mode. Let's go and look at all the new detail that is shown. Like for example, this giant strip of black, which is gray on here, which doesn't really matter. It's like more of a grayish blackish, like how it is here in the movie. This giant strand of black that's here. These little parts here that actually used to be the back of the feet, I guess the calves. These little side parts here. Lots of new detail and lots of details that we've seen here just increased or shown more on this mode. Like for example, the wheels that were once the arms and the that were once the shoulders and the feet, they actually integrate really well. And the waist that folds up. There's a lot of steps in this vehicle mode that, or there's a lot of steps in this figure that help you get to the vehicle mode that actually are pretty decent, actually pretty cool, that I'm not seeing in most figures. Overall, everything looked great, and actually, you can actually store his accessories. There's little pegs on top here that you can just peg on the top of the vehicle mode, like so. Or this peg from earlier also allows you to peg it on the side, which actually is pretty cool. That's it for the vehicle mode, and that's it for the review. If you guys liked it, please subscribe. But you guys have a great day. King Studios.
Whoa! I got a battle mask! It appeared with this guy. Knife hands? I have knife hands!
I can see that.